Alaska is a unique and magnificent travel destination, especially for nature lovers. The capital city of America's most northerly and wildest state is a gateway to untamed nature, glaciers, wildlife, and some of the most interesting ways to see the sights. If you're planning a vacation to the north, here are the best things to do in Alaska. Flight seeing. At a conventional holiday and travel destination, getting around is simply a matter of taking a bus or car. Things are a bit different in Anchorage and Alaska as a whole, where the state is dominated by forests, mountains, and waterways. Here, air travel is a daily reality and an absolute must for tourists. Bush planes, piloted by a range of pilots, fly tourists for airborne adventures and sightseeing from above. These tours take you over glaciers, above the wilderness, and on some of the most one-of-a-kind tours imaginable. With so many options, you'll be spoiled for choice, so imagine the experience you could have on your next Alaskan vacay. Prince William Sound Day Trip. It might take you out of the city, but a visit to Anchorage wouldn't be complete without a day trip to the stunning Prince William Sound. This isn't audible royalty. A sound is an ocean inlet larger than a bay, and the Prince William Sound is a spectacular showpiece of nature and wildlife. After a scenic 1.5-hour drive or an equally memorable 2.5-hour train ride, you'll be in the town of Whittier and ready to explore the waters. The Sound is famous for its tidewater glaciers, massive sheets of ice that flow at a literal glacial pace from mountain peaks to the ocean. Several companies offer chartered boat tours, and your captain will bring you close to towering ice walls, near frozen waterfalls, and so near to icebergs you'll hear them melting and cracking. Wildlife is abundant too, including bald eagles, otters, sea lions, and sometimes whales. And if getting closer to the water is your priority, then go for a kayak trip or head for one of the secluded beaches. Campbell Creek Science Center. Want to learn more about Alaska's flora and fauna while also walking through pristine nature in the heart of Anchorage? The Campbell Creek Science Center functions as an outdoor museum and laboratory, encouraging visitors to follow its 12 miles of trails and learn as much as they can about the wilds around them. The Campbell Creek Science Center is largely geared towards children of all ages, making this one of the best things to do in Anchorage for families. Volunteers will guide you through the park, explaining and educating as you go. There are also plenty of resources to turn you into a wildlife researcher, and the center can equip you to go to the woods and track and observe animals and birds of all kinds. You'll certainly leave the Campbell Creek Science Center with a deepened appreciation for the natural world around you. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. The Tony Knowles Coastal Trail, meandering along Cook Inlet for over 11 miles, is the Tony Knowles Coastal Trail. The trail is highly rated and recommended and takes visitors through the Alaskan woodlands and past the waters. It's also very accessible any time of the year. Most will tackle the trail on a pedal or electric bike, but you're invited to walk, run, or roller skate, as well as cross-country ski on a snowy day. And if you didn't bring your own bike, you can rent one at Pablo's Bike Rentals, a beloved independently owned and operated business in the city. Aside from the beautiful forests and mountains, visitors attempting the trail can expect close encounters with giant moose, with some even getting close enough for a selfie. But that wouldn't be advisable given their tendency to be a bit aggressive at times. Keep an eye out for beluga whales in the bay, bald eagles overhead, and many other creatures great and small that call this terrain their home. Make a day of the trail, as there's going to be a lot to stop and take in, especially the scale model of the solar system that stretches the length of the trail and the animal-rich Kincaid Park. Treasured by locals and outsiders alike, it's easy to see why this is one of the best things to do in Anchorage. Fly-in bear tours. Bear viewing tours are incredibly popular, and the best way to see these majestic giant creatures in the wild. Bear in mind this attraction is a costly one and only operational in the summer, but it's an experience that would be unbearable to miss. Numerous tour companies operate in Anchorage, and they'll know the best hotspots to let you see bears. After roughly 50 minutes in the air, which will give you some gorgeous aerial views of lakes, glaciers, and volcanoes, adventurers will be able to watch brown bear cubs playing and learning, mama bears fishing for salmon, and male bears battling for dominance. Being in the great outdoors and close to these amazing animals is a unique opportunity and not to be missed. Alaska Native Heritage Center. Alaska has been inhabited by humans for thousands, if not millions of years, and the Alaska Native Heritage Center gives visitors insight and a look at the lives of these indigenous people. With culture and artifacts from 5 major groups native to the region, this museum encourages tourists to engage with the past and present of Alaska's first residents. The center is divided into 3 broad areas, and everything can be comfortably viewed in 2 to 4 hours. The Hall of Cultures is more like a traditional museum with artifacts and exhibits. There are crafts for children to attempt, and authentic art can be purchased from native artisans. The gathering place is where demonstrations of dances, songs, and even games are held, and visitors are invited to participate. The highlight is the Village Sites, 6 authentic recreations of native dwellings built in the woods surrounding Lake Tulane. Chugach State Park. Sprawling over 495,000 acres, Chugach State Park is located within easy driving distance of Anchorage and is a must for outdoor enthusiasts. The park includes towering mountains, stretches of coastline, lakes, rivers, and rainforests, and is perfect for day trips and overnight stays. In colder months, skiing is an option, as is trekking over ice fields and getting close to glaciers. With near-endless hiking trails, you'll need to do some reading about where exactly to go. Alternatively, guided tours are offered to give you the best look at nature and the history of the park. Be sure to bring a good camera. Matanuska Glacier. As the largest glacier accessible by car in the USA, Matanuska Glacier is a must-see activity while in Anchorage. Getting there is a 2.5-hour drive from the city, but the amount to see, do, and explore makes the trip well worth it. A full-day trip could include ziplining, rafting, hikes, and climbing across an ancient ice formation. The Matanuska Glacier acts as a launching point for all kinds of adventures. One of the highlights are the pair of zip lines, one of which is the fastest in the state, and the other lets you glide for a quarter mile over amazing scenery. The Matanuska River offers extreme whitewater rafting as well as more mellow floats for rafters of all ages. And to get really up close and personal, glacier tours and climbs will let you explore and scale the ice formations. Alaska Railroad Tours. Railways are an integral part of Anchorage's history, and a trip on the rails should be on everyone's card. Departing from the city, travelers have plenty of destinations to choose from, including one-day round trips or epic quests across the state. Many of the tours are inclusive of unique experiences like glacier cruises, dog sledding, hikes, or 13-hour narrated tours. Especially of note is the Spencer Glacier Whistle Stop, a unique destination only reached by rail. Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. Alaska is known for its rich and abundant animal life, and a trip to the state, as well as its premier city Anchorage, isn't complete without engaging with its iconic nature. The Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, located less than an hour's drive along the spectacular Turngain Arm, takes in injured, orphaned, or displaced animals and shelters and rehabilitates them. Once inside, visitors can walk or drive around the 1.5-mile loop, taking in the scenery and watching the animals in their enclosures. Some of the animals you can see are brown bears, black bears, porcupines, wolves, and deer, and antelope of all sorts. Now it's time to hear from you. Did we miss any of your favorite things to do in Alaska? Let us know in the comment section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.